Hey, you. Hey, do you need some parts? Hey, I got some parts. You need some parts? Here, hold on 1 second. Still clear? Okay. What do you need? What do you need? Distributor cap? You need a distributor cap? Rotor? How about a rotor? Seal? The seal? I got spark plugs. Man, I know that. I know you need some spark plugs. Or how about them NGKs? Yeah, the good stuff. What's up, guys? I was gonna do a little minor tune-up on the red Honda Acty fire van here today. I have, as you saw, trying to peddle some parts here. I got the blue NGK plug wires from Japan. I got the Denso iridium spark plugs, which I have not used these before, but they were a little bit more pricey than the NGKs. So I figured, hey, they gotta be good, right? And we got genuine Honda distributor seal, genuine Honda distributor rotor, and distributor cap. And I'm gonna have links to all this stuff in the description down below. All these parts are in the OK Garage Parts Store. So if you're in the market to do a little tune-up on the Honda Acty, she's getting up there in my kilometers, starting to run a little skipping a little bit, whatever, needs a little tune-up, I can help you out. So yeah, obviously I got to pull this out to work on the motor, and let's get inside and start taking things apart. So I guess one good thing about having the rack is I can put the camera up on it and I can get a direct shot of the top of the motor. Okay, there we go. Okay, so changing the old spark plugs. So you're gonna need just a few tools. You're gonna need a ratchet, obviously, with an extension, because we got to drop into the top of the valve cover. So you're gonna need a few tools. I have dielectric grease to put on the boot and the parts that go on the spark plug. Got some high temp anti-seize just to put a little bit on the threads of the spark plugs. I have a spark plug socket that's got the rubber boot in there. I am used to working on the Subaru sandbars where the spark plugs are in at horizontal, but since these are almost vertical, you're going to need the rubber boot inside to hold the spark plug, and these are just a 5/8 socket, and you're going to need an extension so you can drop it down in the top of the cylinder, valve cover. So we're just gonna start by taking the spark plug, the old spark plug wires out and the boots. When you take these out, you are going to want to look for oil on these spark plug boots, because if there's a seal that goes around the spark plug tube, and those can go bad over time and start to leak oil into the spark plug, and it could cause misfire and stuff like that, kind of run crummy. These are this one's completely dry, so that's okay. And so we'll take all the spark plugs wires off. Okay, so now let's take out the old spark plugs. Very carefully. So you're gonna have to put the socket and the extension in first, and then put the ratchet on. Not quite enough room. loosen that one up so we can get it out by hand the rest of the way. Let's see what we got. These are ND K20 PRU. ND, interesting. I'm not sure the brand of these spark plugs. Maybe I'm gonna have to research that one. See if that's a Honda. That's a Honda deal. They kind of look like the NGK V powers, where the prong is kind of shaped like a V. So anyways, that's one. So you can also use NGK plug wires, spark plugs. They're actually the same spark plugs you can use in the EFI version of the Subaru sandbars, which is nice. So they cross right over. Yep, same deal. I wonder if these have ever been changed. Okay. All this stuff may just be fine. It's only got 4,600 kilometers on it. But they are old, so we'll just change them for the sake of the time they've been in here. So the ones I pulled out are just your typical normal spark plug. They're non-iridiums. So we're gonna run iridiums, which are a little more efficient when they spark and all that good stuff. And we're gonna make sure that they're gapped to 1.1 millimeter, which they should be pre-gapped to 1.1 millimeter, or 0.43 inches. Or you can just measure the gap up to your old plug. Make sure they're good. It's good, matches. So we'll put a little bit of high temp. And you see just a tiny bit. And then we'll put the spark plug on and carefully go inside there. You don't want to be banging it around, knocking dirt in, hitting the prong and messing up anything. Okay, so when you go to put the new spark plugs back in, you're gonna want to torque it to 130 inch-pounds. Let's see here. That's 1.5 kilogram meters or something, I don't know. Converted to inch-pounds is 130. So we'll tighten these guys down. I like to torque my spark plugs rather than just wing it, because I like to get a pretty steady, pretty similar tight, across all the cylinders. Okay, so that's one. Let's do the other. So just remember 130 inch-pounds. And if you're new watching this, check out my other video on this van. I just imported this van from Japan, so super excited. Very low kilometers, so it's going to be fun doing all the tune-ups on this thing, because A, the motor's clean, it's not all covered in leaking oil and grease, so it'll be fun to do maintenance on this thing and not be bathing in oil. And two, thanks for watching and hanging out. NGK's spark plugs actually tell you not to use any form of anti-seize on the threads. I did not see that with the Densos. I mean, I know you can use like some kind of thread lubricant just to keep them from seizing up inside those. In the aluminum, figure it's probably better than being dry. All right, 130 inch-pounds again. All right. Yeah. Okay, new spark plugs are in. Now, the fun part. Let's do the plug wires and distributor cap and all that fun stuff. So, obviously there's a bunch of vacuum lines running above your spark plug wires. And so, we need to undo all that. So let's pull. Oh man, these suckers are gonna be probably stuck on that distributor. No, that's not too bad. It's one. Let's see here. Kind of twist them, get them let go of the plastic a little bit. Man, I'll tell you what, working on sandbars a lot more, a lot easier. Come on, how in the heck are you even down there? Okay. All right, old plug wires are out. So we'll save the plastic. We'll save the little trays, the wire separators. I mean, there's probably nothing wrong with those plug wires. I'll probably throw those in a box and save them because I'm a parts hoarder. Clean them up. I mean, honestly, 4,600 kilometers. The only thing that would be bad with those things is them sitting for so long. We'll clean up these little wire separators. Okay, so now let us do the distributor. So let's see, we got, I'm pretty sure it's like a 6mm on the ends holding it, but we need to disconnect the breather, do the distributor as well. There we go. The breather tube is off the distributor, and we're also going to need to remove the lead wire coming from the coil to the distributor. So just follow that. That feels like it's clipped in. Get off the coil, and it's kind of clipped on a wire holder down there as well. Whoops. Come on, baby. Let go. Okay. And there's our lead going from the coil over to the distributor. Like I said, these things are probably totally fine. Now, let us take the distributor off. So, that is going to be a few bolts. Let me get my small ratchet. Okay, so I wish I could get the camera in there and show you a little better. If it was a sandbar, I certainly could, but Hondas are a little more tricky. But going off of the brand new Honda distributor, again, this is a genuine Honda part. I have these. It is a 7mm. Yeah, So these are 7mm little bolts holding this in, holding the old one in. So I'm going to, it's also a Phillips head too, but that does not look like it's going to be easy to get a Phillips screwdriver in there. So I'm going to use a ratchet. And let's start taking the distributor cap off. This may be too long of an extension. Let's see here. I'm just kind of feeling around. There we go. Down there. You can't really see. You could probably go from underneath the truck or van and see the bottom, one of the bottom screws. Holding it in there. I'm just being very careful not to rip any wires out down there, fumbling around. So there's another one, and there should be a total of 3. Okay, so I actually went underneath the van and came up from the bottom, and that was that seemed like the trick. So now we're going to pull the rotor off. Okay. Here's the old rotor. Here's the new one. Same exact part. The only thing that looks different is there's like a little black, there's 2 black, there's a black hole and then the black dot. This one does not have the black dot, but it says TC on it or something rather. So yeah, one's obviously a little faded color. Now I would like to do the distributor seal. That looks like we're gonna need a pick so we can pick it up out of there. All right, so I got a pick. I'm gonna get the seal out from around the distributor. I can see it. It's kind of sucked in a little, like a little valley it sits in. So you kind of got to get in there with the pick. And there it is. Again, probably didn't need to be changed. But we're gonna do it anyways. Peace of mind. Put the new seal in there. And that's just a matter of feeding it in that little valley again that it was sitting in. Keeps the unicorns from poking holes in your muffler. Oh, I hate when that happens. God dang unicorns poking holes in mufflers. Yep, okay. Very good. Now we'll put this cover back on. Okay, that little cover's back on. Now we can put the rotor, and you'll notice that there's a flat spot, so make sure you get the flat spot lined up before you try jamming it on there. There we go. Okay. Rotor is on. Cover's on, rotor's on. Distributor seal is in there. Yeah, it's, if you go underneath, you can get a better look up. There's a good sized gap under there to make sure that you get the seal on the distributor properly and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get the brand new distributor cap on. She's nice and shiny black and good looking. So I'll tighten up the top ones, and then I'll go underneath and probably tighten up the bottom one. Okay, so all those little screws have been tightened up on the distributor cap. Now for the plug wires. Now I'm gonna give my hands a little wipe down here so I don't get my brand new plug wires all dirty, because I'm a little bit OCD. That's okay. I need to get some padding for the back of this thing because it hurts freaking laying on the metal. Holy cow. Alright. So, being a 3-cylinder, should be pretty easy to figure out where these all go. Oh man. So let's take the sticker off, the tape off. Now you're gonna have your lead from the from your coil pack to your distributor. I am going to put a little bit of dielectric grease on it, just a tad. Just in case. I mean, these are exposed to the elements of life. Oh my goodness. Alright, so now we gotta find the coil and plug it in to the coil. Let me see if I can reach it better from underneath the van. Okay, you can kind of see it better under there, but it's not very much access. If you got some larger hands, it might be, man, a little difficult. Get yourself some little kids to help you do this stuff. Oh man. Okay, so now we're gonna plug it into the distributor, and it should click. Not really. Not getting any clicking. But just make sure it's in there. Good. Okay. And there was a clip in here. So there's a clip in here that separates the wire. There we go. So I've reconnected the clip in there. So there's two little plastic clips that are on the wiring, some wiring harnesses down there, some wires. So I would just reconnect those so the wires aren't flopping around all willy-nilly. Cylinder 1 is going to be all the way over here. And put a little bit of dielectric grease in that guy, a little bit in there. So cylinder 1 over here. It should pop. Well, gotta squish some air out. And cylinder 1 is the closest connection to the front of the van or the truck. Getting my blue wires are dirty already. Okay, now cylinder 2, which is obviously the one all the way to the left. Just kidding. It's the one on the right. Everyone knows cylinder 2 is always on the right. Just kidding again. Okay. Cylinder 2 kind of clicks in there a little bit. Run it underneath the throttle cable here, and then underneath all these vacuum lines. God dang! Come on now. And then that's going to be your center connection on the distributor. These wires might be a little bit longer. than the factory ones. All right, let's see. Yeah, so the NGKs are a little bit longer than the factory plug wires, which that's okay. Okay, now cylinder 3 kind of pops in there. A little satisfying little pop. If it's not satisfying, then something's not right. Then we'll plug into the distributor. There we go. Yeah, make sure these, I didn't have cylinder 2 in there all the way. Make sure that it really pushes in there into the pocket. It will kind of click a little bit. I did not have it clicked. Well, that could have been a potential issue. Okay. So let's take this wire separator, and I think these were like on cylinder 1 and 2 here, and then the fat separators were they're probably below the vacuum lines, so they don't rub. They don't be rubbing up on getting fresh with the vacuum lines. We don't want nobody getting fresh in here. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Give it a wipe. Put the throttle cable back. Those are nice. Okay. So we got new spark plugs. We got new plug wires. We have new distributor cap. We have new distributor rotor, and we have a new distributor seal. Let's give her a start and make sure everything is hunky-dory. Well, she's not misfiring, so that means that we put the spark plug wires in the right order. That's always fun to mess up, and the thing's all not running correct. But yeah, I like it. I like the blue plug wires. Those are nice. But yeah, make sure that you plug your breather hose back into the distributor cap. You don't want water or moisture to be falling in that hole there. Make sure your spark plugs are gapped to 1.1 millimeter. Yeah, just take a picture before you do your spark plugs, or your spark plug wires, just so you have something to look back on when you put it back all together, so you don't mess up the wiring order. But I mean, it's a 3-cylinder, so it's kind of hard to mess up. 4 cylinders get a little complicated. The 3-cylinder prongs are all in line with each other, so they're not all spaced out funky, and it doesn't really get too confusing. But yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Another Acty video, and hopefully a lot more to come as time goes on, and I get some more parts. But like I said, I have all those Honda parts, genuine Honda. I try to sell mostly genuine OE brand parts like Subaru and Honda and Mitsubishi for the Bravos. So I have all that if you're in the mood to do a little tune-up, and I have the plug wires and the spark plugs and all that good stuff. So yeah, cool. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.